Our limiting beliefs, and all the fears that we have. Sometimes we could just feel like they're just a part of us and that we'll never be able to change them, and just be like, that's just the way I am. It's just who I am. I'm just an unconfident person. Oh, I can't do that because of this or whatever. Or I used to say, I'm a shy person. Oh, I can't go for that. I'm a shy person. I couldn't possibly go for that. Or I'm not, or, you know, nobody will want to hear what I have to say. There's little gremlins, or whatever you want to call them, in your mind that telling you that you can't do something. So they can keep you limited in your life. They can stop you from doing the things you want to do and living the life you desire, because you're just too afraid to actually go for it. And, you know, you have this fear around it, or you procrastinate, or you make excuses for yourself, or you blame others. All of these things are going to stop you from doing what you want to do in life. And I've definitely been there. I've been that person that has not gone for things because I've never felt like I was good enough. I think this is a lot of women do this as well. I've heard that there's a thing, isn't there, about jobs where guys will look at you know, when it's lists all the things you need to be able to do for this job, and even if they've got some of them, they'll go, yeah, I'll still go for it anyway. Well, women were like, well, I haven't got all of them, so I won't go for that. I won't go for that job because I don't have all of these qualities. So I think there's something innate in us as women too that stops us from kind of pushing ourselves and doing the things we want to do. And yeah, I know for me, I just wasn't very confident. I just considered myself, I don't know, I never thought I could be somebody and a leader in something and push myself to, you know, to do things. But I found that, I think I read something, I think it was at the time I saw this, I think it was a video, somebody said, if you do something 300 times, you will become proficient at it. You will become good at it, like without a doubt, anything. And I just thought, oh, that's interesting. And it was true. And I thought, well, there's so many people out there that didn't start great. You know, we see them now as great singers, musicians, you know, footballers, whatever it is. We see them now and you think, wow, yeah, they're great. They are great at what they do, but maybe they weren't great to begin with. You know, probably they weren't great to begin with because it took practice and it took stepping into themselves to do it. And the more we do something and the more we step into that, it is the bit of feel the fear and do it anyway. And for me, I thought, well, what's the big thing that I want to be able to do? And it was talking in front of camera like this to people like you, and just sharing my stories, sharing my practices, sharing it all, and not being just shy about it. I consider myself a shy person back in the day, but I've got rid of that. I went on Instagram and I decided to do stories, and I did about 30 in the end, and I felt awful doing the first ones, but by the end, yeah, I felt so much more confident. I didn't even think about posting them in the end because I just stepped out of that fear and pushed myself just a little bit into that uncomfortable feeling. And I think that's the thing, you know, we want to feel comfortable. We like feeling comfortable, you know. It's not nice to feel uncomfortable in any situation. You know, that's why we keep doing the same things day in, day out, because we don't want to push ourselves to that uncomfortable feeling. But when I pushed myself to that uncomfortable feeling and I stepped out of myself and I put those videos on Instagram, the more I did it, the better I felt and the more confident I felt each time I did it. And I think that's a really important message. And, you know, and I always thought, well, I'm just not a confident person. I just consider myself not a confident person in doing that sort of thing. But then I was like, oh, okay, I am confident now because I literally pushed myself to do it. And here's the thing with this, it's got to be just scary enough for you to be able to do it, but not too scary that you go, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. That it's like beyond scary. If it's beyond scary, then you're probably not going to do it. You just need to bring it back a little bit and just in little increments increase that and just do those things that you've always wanted to do. You know, like maybe you want to go traveling, maybe you want to, you know, travel around on your own, but you just feel too scared to do it. Maybe start small, maybe go somewhere a little bit more local, maybe just, you know, go somewhere closer than that and work your way up. That's fine too. And you find that the more you do these things, the easier it does get. So we all have these limiting beliefs. Now, when it comes to fears, we need to speak them out sometimes. Like literally, you know, when you're in a situation and you have this fear, just write down all the things that could go wrong. Literally speak them out and get them out, because I guarantee that speaking them will help to ease that. Because fear cannot exist when you face your worst case scenarios. It can't, because you go, well, these are all the things that could happen. I've got that out of me. And the thing is with these kind of things, yeah, sometimes bad things will probably happen. We can't control everything, but you will be able to cope with it when it does. So that's the thing. You know, we get so worried about it that we don't do things because we fear other people's opinions or whatever it could be about anything we do. And so we don't do it. Instead of actually when we do it, I know when I did my videos, I thought, well, what are other people going to think? People are following me. They might be thinking, oh, well, what's she talking about, all this kind of stuff? Or, you know, I don't want to listen to that. But it's fine. Like, that is fine. Like, that is people's own prerogative. They can do what they like. It's absolutely fine. You know, nothing bad happened in the end. In fact, I got some really good feedback from it because I was showing who I was. Now, that little voice in your mind is your ego. It's like your little ego, and it wants to keep you safe. And it's there because it really does want to keep you safe. And that's why it stops you from doing these things. It limits you. It keeps you in fear because it wants to stop you and keep you in that comfortable little blanket of not trying anything new. And it wants to keep you safe. And we've all got that thing, you know, when you want to do something, you know, you think, oh, I'm going to do something, and you get excited about it. And then the mind comes in and it will say, oh, but this, but that, but what about this, but what about money, but what about these people, but what about society, whatever it is. And you go, okay, yeah, no, I won't do that. And actually not doing that is not helping us. It's not pushing us to our most better selves, our, you know, beyond self-worth. So the best thing you can do with this ego is to give it a name. Give it a name. And so when it pops up, you can just talk to it and say, oh, hi, Doris. That's not what mine's called, by the way. What are you doing? I see you there. I see you. I hear you. Saying those things. That's very cute. Thank you for keeping me safe. I'm listening, but I'm not taking on board what you're saying right now. Okay? And you literally think of it as a separate entity and understand that it's coming from a place of love, you know, and just deal with it that way. And I find that's the best way to deal with our limiting beliefs and fears. So what's the worst that could happen? In what way are you letting fear lead the way? And what areas are you playing small in your life? That's some little journal prompts for you there. So thank you for listening.